Hello, it is Tamara. It's Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Okay. This is Tamara with our Big Oily Family. And today, with our continuing education, right, that I want to bring to you, it's going to be a little bit longer because I'm including weeks 3 and 4 of the education that I want you to have before convention starts. And convention starts this week on Wednesday. I'm so excited. There is still time. If you want to grab a ticket, you can either get one for in person, it's in Salt Lake City, or you can watch it virtually. That's what I'm going to be doing this year since Cara just had her baby and I'm in Pennsylvania right now helping with that. He's such a cutie. Oh, he's like this little peanut. He's just so cute. Anyway, to get your ticket, I'll put the link below. Remember to use the code RECLAIM 2024. It's all together, and that'll help save you $20. Okay. So in this series that we've talked about the past 2 weeks, basically, we've discussed wellness, foundations, nutritional benefits, right? The nutrition that you need. I can't even think of the right word, right? Healthy aging and longevity, and how to establish healthy habits to really help create a life you love. And so today, we're going to continue the conversation with parts 3 and 4. And part 3 talks about women's health. And I wanted to make sure that was included because the majority of people that use doTERRA are women. And we want to make sure that you're educated in a way that'll help you make healthy choices. The people that you're going to listen to today are Emily Wright and Lauren Busch, two of the best minds at doTERRA. And not only are these two incredibly passionate and knowledgeable about health and wellness, but they also know what it's like to deal with women's health on a personal level, okay? They know what it's like to be a busy mom, struggling to prioritize your health. Think about that. Usually as women, we put everybody else first and you kind of come in last. And so it's important to prioritize your health. To feel confused about aging and how to best support your body through different stages of life. Lauren and Emily haven't just researched all of this, they've lived it. So let me share this video with you, and then I'll stop the video. There'll be a little bit more, right? Because there's one more education piece. Okay, so let me bring the video up here.
Hey, Jared. Okay, so I get to sit here with Emily and we're going to discuss women's health.
I'm so excited about this topic because it's something that not many people are talking about, but we need to talk about it.
And especially for our wellness advocates, most of us are ladies, right? So it's an important topic to our audience, and it's desperately needed to have this conversation right now.
Absolutely. And I think when you think about whether it's us here on the corporate side or whether it's wellness advocates out in the field, we're all nurturers. Many of us have families, but if we don't have families, we have people that we're taking care of. We've got teams that we're taking care of. And oftentimes we find that we are burning the candle at both ends because we're trying to be perfect in every aspect of our lives. We're trying to raise up a perfect family, or we feel like we've got to be all things for our team. And then we've got community service, maybe service in our faith, in our church, all the other things that we're trying to do. And at the end of the day, we feel depleted and we have nothing more to give.
We're constantly putting ourselves last. And I know that saying is so cliche, but you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
And it's so true. And so we get to this point where we're like, I feel burnout. I feel tired. I don't know what to do in my business. I don't know what to do for my family. I can't show up the way I want to show up. And it just feels heavy on a daily basis, right?
Have any of you felt like you just have nothing more to give, like you're just running on fumes and you're lacking that energy, that zest for life that you once had, and you want to go back and feel like you did when you were younger?
Absolutely.
So today we're going to have the conversation about why we go through all the ebbs and flows in life. We're going to talk about hormones. We're going to talk about how we need to invest in ourselves so that you can put yourself first, so that you can fill that cup up and nurture yourself so that you can be more for the people that you care and love about.
Absolutely. So we're going to walk through the life cycle of being a woman. And quick note to what Emily already pointed out, the burning the candle at both ends. Anytime that we deal with sustained stress, our body becomes depleted so quickly.
Right. Yes. Which means we're not getting the nutrients from our food. We're just not processing hormones as we should. Yeah. And so our body, our emotions all feel that.
Absolutely.
We're uber taxed.
Yeah. So stress impacts your microbiome. It reduces your ability to even think of like, I have the bandwidth to plan out my dinner for tonight, right? And so we end up in the places where we're like, the food choices aren't really what I wanted, but I'm at the end of the day, what I'm supposed to do, Diamond Club, right? Everybody's had that experience. You're like, okay, well, food has to happen, and this is all that's left.
You just grab whatever is convenient rather than giving yourself permission to put yourself first, to make sure that you are nourishing your body, to slow down, to take that time. And if nothing more, as you listen to this, I hope that it will give you permission to take those moments for yourself, to put that oxygen mask on, to take that bath with Dead Sea salts and lavender at night, to give yourself permission to get enough sleep, to eat the right foods, because sometimes we have guilt when we take time for ourselves. And sometimes the kids are banging on the door as you're taking that bath, and you feel like you need to give everything to them, or you've got texts coming in 24/7 from the team needing you constantly. And if you can just tune it off, set some healthy boundaries for yourself, you will be so much more effective, because we really have to choose quality over quantity.
Absolutely. All right. So let's walk through the lifespan of being a woman, starting with the teenagers. Have we raised a few teenagers?
Yes. I think we both have some teenagers right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And if you are a parent of a teenage girl, what do we say? Bless you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, all the blessings are desperately needed when we're so busy. It's a busy stage of life for them. It's a busy stage of life supporting them. And it's that time where they're like, I'm trying to find my adulthood. I don't want to listen to everything mom tells me to do.
Right.
So we're hoping everything that we share with you right now, you can actually share back with them so that they become more invested in their health, that they're like, I want to make better decisions because I understand how this is impacting my body, versus I have to do it because mom said so. Because we all do better when we know.
It's a confusing time in life because hormones are changing, our bodies are changing, and they don't understand why. And I even think about me as a teenager. I started my menstrual cycle when I was 16 and a half years old. I was a later bloomer, or so I thought, but actually that is a normal age to start your menstrual cycle. Today, what are we seeing, Lauren?
About 12 to 13 years old.
Right.
So it's moved 3 years earlier. So that means that demand on a teenage body, when hormones are processing and changing now the nutrients needed to not only support the hormone levels that are rising, busy lifestyles, out doing sports, and now we have to deal with what was being lost every single month through a menstrual cycle. So their bodies need even more today than they did 10, 20, 30 years ago.
Absolutely. When I look at the pressure that is on my teenage daughter, through her sports, through her academics, through all of the extracurricular activities that she does, I am amazed at what she accomplishes. I'm amazed at her drive. But I also look at social media and how that has impacted their desire to be perfect and to look a certain way. And the stresses that are on them are unlike what we dealt with when we were young.
Absolutely.
And just trying to help them through, you know, those trying times, and not understanding why their mood goes up and down and changes all the time, and why their body is changing, and why they don't, you know, look perfect all the time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how we can support them as they move through these times, and what is their body going through? I mean, they're trying to build strong bones at this time, and right as we're starting menstrual cycle, let's talk about blood flow.
Yeah. So in your teen years, I don't think that most women realize how important bone health is. Like, we talk about it later in life, but really in your teenage years, growth and development is continuing to happen all the way up until the age of 30.
Right.
So that means that all those nutrients necessary to be able to form healthy bones, healthy muscles, healthy brain, like the food and the mood connection is so vital, especially for teenagers. And like you talked about the stress, we've talked about the impact on the microbiome through stress. Teenagers deal with it very differently. And I think they feel very unempowered in their body, especially girls. It seems so much more complicated to be a woman. And I'd love to replace that word with intricate. We are very intricate beings. There's a lot that our bodies need that's very different than men, and that's not complicated or hard. That's just different, and it's beautiful.
I wish I could go back to my teenage self and tell myself, if you only knew everything that you're putting in and on your body is going to determine your health in the future, I would have made such different choices. I was a soda pop addict when I was a teenager. I worked at a fast food establishment, so I was eating hamburgers and whatever I could get, my hands on quickly. I definitely was eating SpaghettiOs out of the can, anything that was quick. And that has taken a toll on my health that I'm still recovering from today.
Yeah.
In fact, at the age of 32, I was osteopenia. And that was all because of the health choices I made when I was young. And that's why I'm so passionate now about talking about choosing making wise choices for wellness that really becomes a lifestyle from a young age all the way through life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So for teenagers, things that we're concentrating on is things that contain iron. Iron is so vital. We talked about starting their cycle much earlier. Things that contain vitamin D, magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, anything that helps build
B vitamins.
Our B vitamins for the
Yes.
mental health. Absolutely. So anything that's really restoring and giving our body the nutrients it needs to form into the womanly body that they're growing into.
Right. So giving up the soda pop, that's just depleting the calcium from our bones. We're establishing strong, healthy bones. So making sure that we are getting the right macro and micronutrients is very, very important.
Absolutely.
So are we getting all of that with the food that we're eating today?
No, our soil has been stripped. So even if your teenager's eating incredibly healthy, they're not getting the nutrients out of that food necessary. The amount of stress that they're underneath of their body is not able to break down and absorb what they're getting. And it's that fast action between like, I just need to get it in me and move on to the next thing. The body's like, oh, we're not focused on absorption right now. We just want to get it through and get it in, right? So definitely changing the mentality of how important
One of the
is.
things that my daughter has really focused in on, because she is an athlete, is she will pre-pack her lunches. So she gets up a little bit earlier. We make sure we start, with good supplementation, a healthy breakfast, usually, our fresh eggs.
Yeah.
But she will pre-pack her lunch, because when you look to see what their options are in the public school system, it's not so great. And if they go outside of school to eat, not such great options there either.
Yeah.
And so by just taking a little bit of time to make sure that our children are getting the right nutrients, but we've leaned heavily into not just the right foods, but also the proper supplementation.
Absolutely. So when you're talking to your teenager, the reason this is so vital right now is because those exact same principles that apply to them as a teenager, when they move into the years that they are moving into motherhood or wanting to think about, having a baby, when their body is set up for success, then that journey goes much easier. So let's talk a little bit about the beginning of motherhood, the start of it, right? The nutrition that your body has and that you're starting off with, those good habits of balanced eating, of supplementing where we're falling short, of restoring a healthy microbiome as we begin to nourish our body before we enter the stages of creating. Our body shouldn't start empty. Otherwise, we'd run into a lot of complications. Getting pregnant is hard. Fertility challenges are running rampant. I think we're at like 50% of society is struggling right now. And it's our body saying, I don't have enough for me. And now you want another life to depend on me? Oh, how do I do this?
Where is it going to come from?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where do we begin as we think about, now those childbearing years? I've got a daughter that has 3 littles, and I love watching her as a mother, but I see how much she gives. Is not only is she co-creating, right, within her womb, but then as she's nursing a baby right now, and everything that we are giving, not only to ourselves, but also to this new life, we've got to make sure that we have enough for ourselves first.
Absolutely.
And I know when I was a young mother, I didn't think about those things. I didn't understand what I wasn't giving my body. And now I know better. And I love that my daughter is able to make smart choices because of what she has learned, because of what I have learned, right? It's generational as it goes through that.
Yeah.
So where do they begin? Where do we make sure that we're getting the right nutrition in to support what is needed through those childbearing years?
I had the most amazing experience when I was taking LOV, and I took the pack in to visit with my midwife, and I'm like, can I use these as my prenatal?
Right.
And she turned around, looked at the label. She goes, it has all the vitamin Bs you need. Yes. And I was like, oh, okay, right. I didn't have to change my routine. So super powerful to know that we have nutrition packed what we need right there, especially vitamin Bs for development. And then I'll tell any mom, omegas are so key and post, vitamin D, iron, and magnesium for your postpartum period.
Yes.
Again, your body is choosing the survival of that baby over you. So anything that you're not getting in enough for the two of you, your body will pull it from your tissues.
You will become deficient
And it will give it
so
to
that the baby can survive.
Absolutely, yes.
And the omegas really affect not only our eye health, our heart health, but also our brain health, also our mood.
Yeah, so they've actually found that mothers who supplement with higher doses of omegas while pregnant, that their babies end up having higher IQs. It's everything for brain development. So really key. I actually up our omega dose when I was pregnant and postpartum period. So I actually take a little bit extra, but omegas are so key and so core to everything that we can do for baby's brain health, for your own heart health. Also, a lot of the research out there is that mothers can struggle with postpartum depression and deficiencies up to 10 years after giving birth. So that means moms, if you're like, well, I had a baby a year ago, it's not really my concern. No, it's your concern. It's still your concern right now. Get it in, focus and prioritize that nutrition.
Yes. And make sure you're eating from the rainbow, we say, right?
Absolutely.
Make sure you're getting all of your high antioxidants, your fruits, your vegetables. Make that a priority, as well as the right micronutrients.
Okay.
Sometimes we forget about protein too.
Yes.
That's very, very important as we're building those strong muscles.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about moving into perimenopause. So this is one for me that as I could tell my hormones were changing after having kids. I'm like, oh, good, I get to raise teenagers and go through perimenopause.
Let's just share. Like, she's kind of a pro on this topic. I've given birth to 5 children, 1 angel and 4 live births. You've given birth to how many?
9, and I have 2 angels.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
had a few.
Yeah. Absolutely. So as we go into perimenopause, this is where so many women say, what's wrong with me? What's going on with my body? You're feeling things you never felt before. Your mood is changing. You're starting to maybe put on a few extra pounds in places that you don't want to see it. Your hair starts falling out and you just don't feel like yourself. And this is where you're seeing a lot of stress in relationships too, because you don't understand what's going on with you. Your spouse doesn't understand the changes that are going on in your body, and they just think you've changed as a person.
Yep.
And so let's embrace this time. This is the state that I'm in. You're just starting to enter the state. Yeah. I'm fully there, and I have found things that have made me feel amazing. In fact, I feel that at the age of 50, I'm a few weeks from 51, I'm still claiming 50, that I am healthier today than I was at 32 when I was diagnosed as osteopenia. Yeah. I've reversed that through wellness choices that I've made, through diet, through exercise, through supplementation. So let's talk about how we can ease through this time of life.
So everything we've talked about so far, it applies to perimenopause as well.
Everything.
And everything, if you look back and you're like, but I didn't make those choices so far, then that means that this is the time in your life that you're going to double down. Yes. Nutrition is core and key to everything you do. And like Emily mentioned, when your hormones start to change, your brain chemistry changes. You do become a different person. It changes the way we interact, the way we're able to handle stress. And all of our compensation mechanisms have gone away because we're like, I just need to survive. I have no idea what's happening.
Well, you have all these things coming in and you realize, I can't remember where I put my phone. Like, I can't remember if I put my plate away after I ate. Like, is the house on fire? Yeah. I don't know. Did I turn off the stove?
Do I still like you? Why are we married? I don't understand what's happening right now.
Yes. And it's normal. Just know you're not alone. I remember sitting in a convention in China and I just started fanning myself like crazy. Like, why don't they believe in air conditioning over here in China? And, for 4 days, I'm just fanning constantly. And people started bringing me fans. Like, I got some big old fans brought to me because everyone noticed that Emily was fanning herself. And I realized after the fact, it's like, oh, they did have air conditioning on. It was just my body temperature had come up.
Yes.
And to realize, oh, this is the state that I'm in. This is what this feels like. I stopped sleeping at night. Mm-hmm. And to know that I could do things to take care of my body, to make sure that I was nourishing myself through this time and acknowledging it, talking to my husband so that he knew what I was going through. Mm-hmm. And I just, if I may, I want to give all of the women out there permission to know where your hormones are at through all stages of life. Don't feel like you just have to power through this. Go out and seek the help that you need. I think bioidentical hormones have been a a great blessing in my life. They've made me feel normal. I think doTERRA offers a lot of great solutions, but you can go outside of that. So just give yourself permission to get the help that you need. I think that's really important.
Yeah. And as we look for those extra resources, just remember where our foundations need to start at, right? So we're going to look at making sure our nutritional needs are met. And we start with the food we eat.
Yes.
We add on supplements.
Right.
We look at a healthy microbiome so that we can make sure that we absorb and utilize every single thing that we're taking in. Right?
Yes.
So we get our PB restore in us. And then things like Advantage.
Oh, wow. Some of the research that we're seeing just by taking 5 milligrams of collagen peptides and what it does for our bone density.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. So I am definitely not missing my MetaPower Advantage. I double up because I'm trying to regrow bone, in my mouth. But it has been a game changer for me.
Yeah. So we have things like Advantage. We have things like PB Restore. Another one that I really love is Recharge. Oh. Magnesium.
Yes, 70% of us are dehydrated.
Absolutely.
Even if we're drinking a lot of water, which I recommend half our body weight in ounces a day, we can still be completely dehydrated. So making sure we're not just getting table salt like most people are giving in their electrolyte products, but we're actually getting those deep sea minerals. We're actually getting those electrolytes. We're getting the baobab so that we're transferring the hydration from cell to cell. I think that's very important. And then we have the essential oils in there just to really accentuate all of the bioavailability of all of those good nutrients in there.
Yeah. So as we look back, we're going and we're restoring anything that we might have missed along the years, and then making sure we're optimizing any opportunity for ourselves to be able to communicate, to feel recharged, to feel the energy.
Yes.
And then how about assist? How's blood sugar when all these hormones are changing?
I think that's what I've noticed is my body is not as capable of dealing with the glucose spikes as it was when I was young. And so I need a little bit extra help. So the assist has been fantastic, 20 to 30 minutes before I eat a meal. Helps with those glucose spikes, but I also find upping my protein as I'm in that perimenopause state has been so fabulous. So looking at 30 grams of protein with each meal, I try to get about 75 grams per body weight. Of protein a day. That's hard.
Yeah.
Right? I go 0.75 to a full gram of protein per body weight. That's pushing it for me.
Yeah.
But also if I will take some form of good protein right before I go to bed, it helps with those cortisol spikes at night.
Yes.
We want to age
much slower,
right? So that's going to be very key by minimizing those glucose spikes.
Yeah. So then as we move into the menopause years, again, everything that we've talked about, it completely applies. The blood sugar issues can intensify if you're not very intentional with every decision that you make. And then I also want to speak to real quick, there's a lot of times that as we get suggested using different products or we try different products into our routine and we'll feel like, oh, well, it didn't work. And what I would ask you to do is to go back and look at your routine. At different stages in life, our puzzle becomes more complex. There's more pieces that come into it. And if we only have one puzzle piece, I just started using Advantage and my world didn't change. Where did you pair that with? What other pieces of your routine did you alter to get the best?
Well, we don't know what's going on inside too, right? Sometimes when we deplete ourselves so much, it takes a while to build everything back to where it needs to be. And even I think about my trifecta for sleep. I love the Serenity Soft Gel with Copaiba and Adaptive. That's been a game changer for me. But I find that I go through different seasons where maybe I'll go through a season where, okay, this isn't working right now in this moment. Sometimes I'll give myself a little bit of a break from it and then come back to it. It's like, wow, now I remember how well it worked.
Yeah.
So we just have to remember that our body is constantly changing.
Absolutely.
And just give it what it needs. Recognize that we are very complex beings, especially women.
Yeah.
Right? Men, we love you too. You're complex as well, but your body doesn't change as much as a woman's body changes. And so embrace that and we get to live the best life that we want to live.
Absolutely.
So Lauren, we dropped a bunch of hints about micronutrients, omegas, and how essential that is as we go through the different phases of life.
Yep.
So do we have some good solutions coming?
I mean, we have some amazing announcements next week.
We're so excited. You're going to want to stay tuned for the next episode. We've got some great nuggets for you. We also have some business tips coming for you so that you understand how you can share these great information, education, and new products that are coming. So stay tuned for that.
All right. So that was really good. Really, really good. Okay. So before we continue, I wanted to do kind of a quick recap of what we've covered so far in these education weeks, right? So in week one, the talk was about genetics, lifestyle, nutrition. They said this line a couple of times: genetics load the gun, lifestyle pulls the trigger. Okay. You learn that your lifestyle choices can influence how your genes function, and that your health is only 40% genetics, but it is 60% lifestyle. So lifestyle really plays a part in your health, right? We established that our modern diets are lacking. There is still a lot of things that we need to do to support your body through nutrition. Remember that nutrition is fuel, and how you choose to fuel your body is a very personal, powerful thing that's different for everybody, because everybody's different. Every body is different, right? And that'll help to determine how your day, your week, ultimately your life feels. The next week, then in week two, the focus was on what foundational nutrition is and how it contributes to being healthy now and in the future. Okay, so they took a closer look at the habits that support healthy aging and everything that you can do right now to ensure that kind of aging, that kind of healthy future that you want, right? You want to live longer, healthy longer, right? Have more vitality, that kind of thing. And then remember that daily habits are the building blocks of longevity. So if you can get those daily habits in, that will really help to establish that foundational health that you want, right? So then what we just listened to was Emily Wright and Lauren Busch, and they talked about foundational wellness for women. They specifically discussed women's nutritional needs through the different stages of life and the different products and practices that support those changing needs over time. As Emily reminds us, your wellness journey is unique. Okay, so honor it. And now we're going to continue with week 4 here. There's a message that I want to share with you today. And when you walk away, I hope you feel excited and educated and really want to watch convention. And again, like I said in the beginning, convention is this week, starts on Wednesday. There are still tickets available. You can either go in person, it's in Salt Lake City, or you can watch it virtually. The link will be below for the tickets. So I just really encourage you to watch it, because it's amazing, the research and the studies and all the things that go into everything doTERRA. Okay, you really, when you go to convention, you really learn the heart of the company and just so much more. Okay, so with that little summary, right? Okay, there is a pattern going on through all of these weeks of education, and I don't know if you've picked up on it. Listen, hearing all of these things, but all of it centers around the bottom level of the wellness pyramid that doTERRA puts out, right? I don't know if you've seen that. It's that wellness pyramid. And if you haven't guessed already, okay, it really, it's nutrition and digestion, and that is that bottom level of the wellness pyramid, because your health starts with your digestion and your nutrition. Okay, because without those pieces in place, you can't build healthy habits. And so over the last 3 weeks, we've talked about why nutrition and digestive health matter so much, the massive impact focusing on foundational wellness can have in your overall health. And now comes the exciting part, okay, where we talk about how doTERRA products go hand in hand with these principles of foundational wellness. We've talked about a lot of different issues, failing healthcare system, issues with aging and longevity, the inability to get proper amounts of fruits and vegetables each day because our food is depleted from what it once was, right? And so now it's time to talk about the solutions, because when you know better, you do better, okay? So before I play the video for you, I want to talk about one product that doTERRA has that I don't want to get like shuffled into the background with all the new products, and that is the PB Restore, because PB Restore is truly, truly beneficial, okay, when it comes to your nutrition. And I just want to make sure that it doesn't get overshadowed in the excitement of the new products. Okay. So this video has Jared Auger, Alex DeBell, and Dr. Von Watts in it. Okay. So let me share that.
Alex DeBell and Dr. Von Watts. Thanks for being here with me, guys.
Pleasure. Happy to be here.
You know, Lauren talked about ProBiome PB Restore. I know that's right up your wheelhouse. You love that product. Tell us a little bit more about that. Why is that so important in foundational wellness?
You know, since I got here, that was actually probably one of the most exciting things I saw. First thing I did is look at all the supplements we have. When I saw PB Restore and saw how complete of a probiotic it was, I mean, I think I even told Alex, like, dude, this is the best probiotic I've ever seen or used, even in practice. And so anybody who's ever heard me talk, even on, you know, or educate at all, and I'm talking about foundational wellness, I always make sure to make a point of including PB Restore. Because when you look at even the wellness pyramid, we have nutrition and digestion. It's not just LOV. We also have to, you know, my LOV, as I say, is...
We have to be able to get it in.
Yeah, is LOV and PB Restore. That's my LOV, you know. Yeah. And so, and then when we started talking about foundational wellness, that is an important part of that entire concept.
Yeah. So exactly what's in there that differentiates it from all other probiotic products that are out there?
So there's a number of things in there, but like just out the gate, just from like a very superficial aspect, when I first saw it, I'm like, it has prebiotics, which is the food, you know, for the probiotics. It has probiotics, it has postbiotics, and it has bacterial phases. Like I've never seen one that had all four of those. I've seen one that has pre and pro, and that's probably the most common you can see out there. But even then to throw in post, that would be way less common. And then we throw bacterial phases. Now it's like, I've never seen another product like that. So that's probably why one of the reasons I was so excited about it.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, Alex, he's the creator of this. I mean, he's giving you a lot of props here saying it's the best that's out there. Like, walk us through a little bit why we did it that way. And even the delivery, we didn't even talk about the dual encapsulation. Got it. Talk to us about that. What's going on?
Yeah, and this concept of probiotics and supporting the microbiome for digestion and nutrient absorption is not new, right? doTERRA's had a probiotic offering for about 15 years. But as we've looked at this space and thought, man, there's been a lot of research, there's a lot of new that we can weave into this offering and really, you know, be innovative and break new ground. And we've done that with PB Restore. So all the different components, the pre, pro, and post biotics, it's not just about supporting the gut microbiome, it's about supporting all the microbiomes of the body. And we've done that in a unique combination that is just unrivaled in the marketplace.
Yeah. Well, and I think some of us, we always thought, whenever somebody said microbiome, we always thought gut. I mean, I'd say most people probably think that. And this opened my eyes to, no, it's the microbiomes, plural, that are all throughout their body. And this supports all of those. So, foundational wellness. We've talked a lot about that throughout all of these calls. Call 1, 2, 3, and now we're at 4. Vitamins, minerals, greens, omegas, now PB Restore, right? That's foundational wellness. Is that right? I mean, talk to us a little bit more about why each of those are included in there, why all of those components, maybe the vitamins, minerals, and greens particularly, are so important.
Right. Well, the whole concept of foundational wellness is to obtain like optimal organ function. You know, you want to make sure your organs are getting all the proper nutrients that they need in order to function at a high level. You know, if we're going to, you know, my belief is that the human body's made to heal itself if in the right condition. And the right condition is your organs are functioning at a high level. So vitamins, minerals, greens, that's great. It provides a lot of support for a lot of organs. But then, you know, we throw that omega in, and now we're making sure we're throwing in the heart, you know, and then we have the PB Restore, and like Alex said before, yes, awesome digestive aspect, but it hits the microbiome. I'm sure Alex could probably expand more on that. It's not just that organ, the gut, it's multiple organs. So when you combine all those together, you're really providing an immense amount of the good nutrition that your body needs and that specifically your organs need in order to function at a really high level.
Yeah, so we're kind of getting into some new territory, or maybe some exciting pre-announcements, because we're not getting into too much announcements today, but you know, we first solved a lot of these issues with Lifelong Vitality, our LLV supplement, you know, getting the right types of vitamins and minerals the absorption, making sure they get into your body. But we've got some new technology that's arisen over the last few years, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to start incorporating some of that.
Yeah, and when we know better, we do better, right? And as the science comes along, we are eager to incorporate it into our product offering. So for years and years, we've offered Lifelong Vitality, and we had the glycoprotein matrix vitamins. We had the chelated minerals, and we combined those with enzymes and whole food nutrients to really aid in not just the digestion of macronutrients and the micronutrients, but then the absorption of all those beneficial compounds into your body to be distributed all throughout the body. And there's a lot of, we could talk, hours and hours about all the biochemical processes that require these minerals and vitamins so that you have optimal organ function. But we've long taken the approach of, it's not just what you consume, it's what you absorb. We wanted to really optimize that. And so as the science has come along, we've developed some really cool new products using some new technologies, new ingredient forms, and some new offerings.
Yeah, you saw his smile come in. Yeah, his smile is like, we've got something
He wants
new.
to let it out. He wants to let it out.
But it's right. We do have something new, and it's at convention, and we are going to dive deep into it. And it is about nutrition. It is about absorption. It is about foundational wellness and filling that, not necessarily a gap in hours, because we've had some solution to this, but a gap in a lot of people's nutrition, a lot of people's daily routines. Actually over the last, how long has it been? 3 months? 3 months or so since you first supplied me with the new product. I've been trying it, and it's been part of my daily routine. I've been mixing it in my water bottle. I've been mixing it with my Advantage sometimes, and shaking it up and taking it, and I feel better than ever, really. And it's something that I actually enjoy. Before, when I was taking some of these greens and other things, it wasn't as enjoyable, but now I find myself kind of taking in like 10, 15 minutes to finish this, drink it, and it's been amazing. Tastes amazing.
When we design new products, it's not just about weaving in the latest and greatest science, right? We want to design products that people are excited to use, that they love to use, and they have a great experience. So we've been listening to our customers, right? We wanted to incorporate their feedback and, hey, I want to have this type of an experience. Maybe I don't want to necessarily swallow more pills,
Can we please avoid that?
Yeah.
Let's do fewer pills, please.
Yeah. So, hey, maybe there's something that my entire family could use, the same product instead of switching to different products. Or maybe there's something convenient that I could take on the go or share with somebody else. So we've gathered all that feedback. We've designed something that everybody's going to really love.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, we found a great delivery method. We're talking about new levels of absorption. And maybe I'll ask you a little bit about that absorption in a second. New levels of absorption in this type of a supplement. The convenience of, I kind of let the cat out of the bag. It's a drink format. We're pretty excited about that. So we've created something, from an absorption standpoint that's going to be better than anything else. A powder that we can mix into a drink, that we can have it stack with other products. And something that's really important for me is also something that our leaders can utilize to build a business on. We've been working really hard to shrink that price to PV gap. And again, at convention, they're going to be really excited about not only this product and how good it's going to be for them and their customers, but also for them as a business. So let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about that absorption a little bit of the new product. What can we share about them?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I love about this product is, like Alex said before, we have the glycoprotein matrix, we have this great technology. But that's from when, 2008?
Yeah.
And here we are in 2024. And the one thing I like that he said earlier is, when you know better, you do better. And so hopefully that's the expectation with the wellness advocates as well, that when we roll out a new product, that we're rolling out the latest and greatest technology, especially when it comes to absorption, because it's one thing to take the product, whether it's a vitamin, a mineral, a powder, or whatever, lotion, potion, pill, that's one thing. The most important part about it, though, is, are you utilizing it? Yeah. How much of that are you actually absorbing? And so, we have, and I talk a lot about it, and people are coming like ad nausea with this, but I'm like, I love the liposomal technology, and there is some liposomal technology along with a number of other technologies. We have essential oils in there that really help with the absorption rate. We have probiotics and digestive enzymes in this product that help with absorption. So there's pre-methylated, vitamins in there. So whole food vitamins, all these things in there that really help you to actually utilize those vitamins. So that's the most important. I guess to me that's the most exciting part, is that you can use it. Oh, and one thing you left out about this whole thing is it tastes really good.
Yeah.
It actually tastes really good.
It
you don't
really
always
is.
get that with powders that you have to do things with, right? You know, it's like they don't always. Sometimes you tolerate it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or
exactly.
it's not horrible. That's usually say, oh, it's not horrible.
And that was kind of my
this
morning
actually
routine.
tastes good.
It was okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of water in there before this new one, and I just drink it as fast as I can.
Have your guys' kids?
not
Have your
that
kids
anymore.
used it?
My kids have used it and they love it.
Yeah. Which that says it all right there. If a kid will drink it,
They ask me for it. It's not like, here, take this. No, they're asking me for it.
which is awesome. As a parent, that's a big thing because, you know, especially, you know, I've been a functional medicine doctor for a number of years now, and, you know, you have all this knowledge about health, and you want to impart that onto your kids, and, you know, sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't, but, you know, when you can make something more desirable for your kids to want to take it, that's going to lead them to being healthier. Just as a parent, it just makes your job so much easier. You know what I mean? And so that is a big selling point to this. I don't miss out on that part. That taste is awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's a big part of like our leaders. You know, most of them have families. Most of them are concerned about their kids' nutrition, and this gives them such a huge leg up in that process. You're gonna say something.
Well, we've been doing some focus groups with this product, and we've had just consistent, amazing feedback about this wonderful experience that people are having, how great the product tastes, and then the benefits that they're seeing in their life. You know, better energy levels, better mood, better cognitive function. So we're excited about those benefits being distributed now to more people as we launch this product.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we design products, we make sure that we have all the good and none of the bad, right? So our customers can come away confident in what we're offering here. You know, we avoid allergens. We have natural ingredients, clean ingredients that are in there. So there's no controversy that is woven into this product.
No, but well, speaking of kids, Alex, you know, we've talked about, as we're talking about foundational wellness, we're talking about vitamins, minerals, greens, probiotics, but, you know, there is one thing that we haven't quite talked about yet, which is, you know, omega-3 fatty acids and how important that is. And we want to make sure we touch on that a little bit as well. And so I just don't want to leave that out. So, I mean, what do you got to say about that? I mean, people want to hear from the scientists on, you know, on these topics.
No, we would have a huge gaping hole if we left out healthy fats, right? And people have heard about omega-3 fatty acids for ages. In fact, there's so much substantiation and science around omega-3 fatty acids that you have approved FDA claims around the cardiometabolic benefits of those healthy fats. And with kids, you know, it's helping with cognitive development, and there's a whole biochemical discussion that we can have around healthy fats, but you're exactly right to call those out as an important piece of the foundational wellness.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I've talked, and I said this, actually, I think I was in a room with Emily one time, and Emily's like, yes, that, I want to hear that. And the comment I made was, you know, if you can just, you know, we have so many products and there's so many amazing things that you can utilize, but if you only do this little bit here of foundational wellness, you're doing 90% of the rest of the population from a health perspective. Like, you're doing so much better than everybody else in really trying to aid in your health. You know, yes, we have other products you can add in, awesome. But if you can't afford it, or for whatever reason it might be, if you can only do this, that's huge. That's still very impactful, and please don't think it's not, because it is massively impactful. This is what I start in my practice. This is where I began, was right here at Foundational Wellness. That was the first few months of working with any patient. I was like, these are the things we're going to do. We're going to get you on good vitamins, minerals, all these, you know, omegas, all these things to really, like I would say, is before I start treating, you know, I'm like a farmer. A farmer doesn't just go out and start throwing seeds in the field, right? They got to go get the field ready, which is your body, which means I need to make sure you're getting the proper vitamins, minerals, greens, omegas, probiome product, so that when I do start to move into treat as a practitioner, I have way more success. So take that away from a practitioner patient and just as, hey, I'm in self-care, I'm just trying to be a healthy person. If all I can do is just this foundational, well, that's not, it's kind of the wrong term. If all I can do, well, if that's all you can do, that's 90% better than most people.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds fantastic. Like, if this is the non-negotiables that everybody starts with,
Yep.
think of all the good that can be happening in the world from people using these products. So.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, Dr. Watts. Really appreciate the discussion that we've had here on foundational wellness. This is really going to change. It's changed my life, I think. I think it's going to change our wellness advocate, our customers, and everybody that they come in contact with. So we can't wait to share even more information about foundational wellness and these new products with you at convention. Get your convention tickets, join us in person, join us online. In fact, we've got Shannon Bible here with us to tell you the best way that you can come and join us at convention.
Okay, so again, convention is this week, and I'm super excited to learn about all the new products that they have and all the education that they've done and research and everything. Please really think about getting the ticket. Again, use that Reclaim 2024. It's all together. RECLAIM 2024 all together. And that'll save you $20 on your ticket. I'll put the link below. I hope you guys enjoyed all of this education, and I will be back next week with all of the new product stuff. Yeah. So, okay, you guys have a great rest of your week, and keep using your oils. All right. Bye.